do it now so I can finish on time. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another live commentary. This one is of the 2004 Marvel Lionsgate release of The Punisher, the Thomas Jane version. We're going to be tackling the theatrical cut of the movie, not the director's cut. I've never seen the director's cut. This is the comic that came with the movie. So I think Thomas Jane is a good Punisher. I don't know why people were, like kind of disappointed in him. I mean, it's a good movie for what it is for the time. So, yeah, Frank Castle. Hopefully, we'll see him in the MCU one day because that Netflix show is over. And yeah, with Spider-Man, No Way Home coming out, who knows if he shows up in one of his films or in his own movie. Hey, Spider-Man, the Chosen One. Yeah, I'm glad you changed your name. We're about to start the 2004 Punisher movie. Here we go. It's about 2 hours and 3 minutes, so it's not Marvel long, by today's standards, but for the time then. It starts kind of like a film noir, this opening. I tried seeing Warzone a few years ago. I got through it, but it's awful. I know the chat's kind of empty right now, but it's fine. I don't want the chat to go crazy like last time. I'd rather have nobody watching than have the chat go crazy like last time, because I'm just not in the mood. I know I set this up for 2:45, but I have to see a podcast later. So, hey, Network at 98. This film doesn't get talked about a lot because, this came out before the MCU, so people keep forgetting there were Marvel movies that were made before the MCU. Tampa Bay, Florida. Yeah, I've never been there yet. I've been to Florida, just not Tampa Bay. And also, John Travolta is not a cartoon in this movie. In the Warzone, Dominic West is a cartoon. What in the easy? Also, this movie has a decent supporting cast. You have Roy Scheider, who's in a cameo. You have Samantha Mathis plays his wife, who gets killed later in the film. You also have Rebecca Romijn from the X-Men movies. Hey, Jalen. John Travolta is a cartoon in Battlefield Earth. Yeah, but this is afterwards. Hey, Darius, what's up? And this movie's R-rated, which, yes, you cannot make a PG-13 Punisher movie. It's just not going to work. Because he's a very violent anti-hero. All the Punisher movies were R. Even the Dolph Lundgren one from the 80s that was low budget. There's Thomas Jane with blonde hair. This was directed by Jonathan Hensley. Yeah, I never heard of him, but he did a good job with the action scenes. There's one cartoonish fight in this movie, and that's with the fight with Kevin Nash, where they put in the Italian music and he's like knocking him through walls. But it's one scene; it doesn't go on for like 20 minutes. John, is Gotti worse than Battlefield Earth? Yes, because it's a bad performance. He knocked out the park as a Punisher. Yeah, that's the thing. Ray Stevenson did not. He was an awful Brit with robotic and just soulless as the Punisher. And the Punisher has to show some emotion. He's not a robot, guys. And also I like Dolph Lundgren's version, even though he's more quiet than Thomas Jane. I have not seen John Bernthal, so I can't judge from the Netflix series, but I'll see it eventually. I have a whole summer to see Marvel shows on Netflix and Disney Plus. John, people won't shut up about fast food. I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going there. I don't want to hear it. I'm not going to read any stupid comments on fast food. Unless there's product placement in this movie of fast food, I don't want to hear it. It's a very gloomy day, and I'm staying home doing this. So give me some credit. I had to delay this live commentary for several days because I had things to do. John, people won't shut up. I know. I'm not going to say anything. Joshua Williams is still. Yo, mom. Jigsaw was literally overacting in Warzone. Yeah, he's not the Joker, guys. Jigsaw's not supposed to be the Joker. He's basically the Joker in a white suit with a messed up face, and he has a New York accent that's one of the worst I've ever heard. Sorry, Dominic West, you're not a New Yorker. You're a freaking Brit. I think the Punisher and Blade from the late '90s lays the groundwork for dark and gritty. Yeah, and it works. It's more, it's less, Suicide Squad, and it's more like Joker and Watchmen and the Snyder Cut. Tobin Bell was in Warzone. No, there's a villain called Jigsaw with a white suit and a face that's messed up, and he looks awful. Like he just happens to have the same name as Tobin Bell's Jigsaw from Saw. It's a different character entirely. The thing is, Warzone tried to be a cartoon and a violent movie. You can't be both. Unless you're Deadpool, you're not going to work. What did you think of the Loki? It was good, but I'm not going to say much because if my friend Josh watches this, Josh Drake, I don't want him to get upset because he doesn't want to see the show. He's like, Loki died, it's over. I'm like, but it's an alternate reality Loki. This is a different Loki than the one that died in Infinity War because we saw him escape in Endgame. So that's good enough. He wrote Kanye, the first Jumanji movie, and Armageddon. Yeah, wrote. But what else did he direct? So yeah. Hmm. Also, Frank retires from the thing. Yeah, I haven't seen this movie in a while. Thor Ragnarok is my favorite MCU movie, followed by Civil War, and still the best Punisher live action version in a movie so far. Yeah, this movie is not as dark and gritty as you think it is once his family dies, but it kind of starts a little light. I mean, they're at least cracking jokes. Not everybody's acting like a robot. It's not fan snore stick where there's no light. You're starting to lag a little bit. No, I'm not. I'm fine. It's just that the Wi-Fi, does that. Batman, Blade, and the Punisher are the only heroes that should stay dark and gritty. That's why other movies like Man of Steel, Power Rangers, and Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 failed. Yeah, because they're not the campy versions that we got back in the day. And they try to take themselves so seriously, it just took me out of it. I was bored. Um, Thor: The Dark World, yeah, I enjoy it. I don't know why people say it's horrible. I still laugh, and Chris Hemsworth is still good, and Natalie Portman is going to come back and Love and Thunder, so I got nothing to complain about. Laura Herring is the only actress in this movie I think is miscast. She's just there because at the time Marina Baccarin wasn't like in everything. She was doing Firefly at that time, and I prefer Marina Baccarin from Deadpool any day over her, mainly because she's way more gorgeous and can act. Herring has never been good in anything, not Black Scorpion 2 or this or even Mulholland Drive with David Lynch. She's just an overrated actress that should have never been in major films because I don't know. I just I'm not a fan. Marina's way better looking and a way better actress. Has a very soothing voice. Laura's just kind of annoying. Saints and Sinners, yeah. In my opinion, I don't think Man of Steel, Power Rangers, Amazing Spider are all bad films. It's just the movies are too dark they're soulless. People act like their life depends on the performance. But at least my least favorite is Iron Man 2. I fell asleep. Well, I got to see Scarlet for the first time, so I can't disagree with you. Pot is not illegal anymore. Now you can smoke it literally in public and nobody will stop you unless you're underage. I've seen people smoke weed all over the every time I go to the park. I don't know why. They're bored, I guess. Deadpool versus Punisher. Deadpool still wins because of the sense of humor. Also, where are you watching Space Jam 2 in theaters or on HBO Max? Because I'm not wasting my money. That comes out a week after Black Widow, and I just got my ticket for that. So here comes John Travolta. He should have done this performance in Gotti. It would have been a lot better. It's subtle. See, Travolta can act. Just give him a good script. I've seen him. I saw him act when he was in the '70s when he did Welcome Back, Kotter, and he was really young in that, and Grease. And I'm not a big fan of Grease, but his performance is good. Plus, he was he was touching Adina Menzel's face. I'm like, I don't blame her. She's the voice of a generation with the voice of has the voice of Elsa, and she has a beautiful face and voice. I didn't see Gotti, but I heard bad things. It's horrible, Josh. It's horrible. It There were scenes where he's beating the hell out of his sons, and I was laughing. It wasn't abuse. He's trying to discipline them, and it's like it was just so funny. He's like, "You cocksuckers!" Okay, John, why do people find Gotti hilariously bad? It's awful. It's awful. It's this performance, but if he was doing this New York accent, I'm like, whenever somebody is trying a New York accent and failing, I don't want to hear it. Okay, I'm from New York, and I don't sound like that. There's Samantha Mathis. Mwah. Princess Daisy, yes, I don't like that name anymore, thanks to you know who. But she was in the Mario Brothers movie. She did the voice of Krista in the first Fern Gully. That's a very soothing voice. And she was also in Broken Arrow. Good actress. I hope I get to meet her one day because, like Amy Jo Johnson, just what a knockout. Look at that face. It's good to see her again after so many years. So desirable. If you watch Space Jam 2, are you going to review it? Yes, I am. And unlike Raya, I'm not expecting no feminism, no stupid third act. I mean, I just want it to be a cartoon. I want it to be funny. And Mitchell's, it's not going to have gay shit like the Mitchells. Oh, your lead female is gay because reasons. Stop putting gay agendas in kids' movies. It's not needed. If it was in this movie, it would make sense. It's R because and they can't they don't have restrictions on that. Plus, the Punisher made a cameo, and Thomas J made a cameo at the end of Spider-Man 2. Dark and gritty can work if you have a plot that's flowing and people act human, not like robots or alien. They can act like human beings. Does Thomas Jane act unnatural here? No. Ray Stevenson, the whole movie, he's stoic. He's like he doesn't smile or anything. He has no charisma. It's a very boring voice. He was okay in the Thor movies, but that's about it. Can you do a live commentary from Dusk Till Dawn? Maybe in October because it's a horror movie. It starts as a crime thriller, then it becomes a horror movie. So I'll wait till October for that one and the second one. Pulp Fiction, that's too long. I don't know if I can do that. Look what how they massacred my boy. Yeah, I agree, Travolta. He just the guys are in a cameo as a dead body like Zod in BVS. And this film got a kind of overlooked. Like this, when Spider-Man 2 came out, everybody in the world saw it in the theater. When most people that loved the first one, but this one kind of got overlooked. It was a hit. It just wasn't as big as of a hit as Spider-Man 2. Both are in my top 5 movies of all time. Pulp Fiction is good. It's just way too long. I'm like Tarantino. Can you please make your movies shorter? You don't need every movie you do to be 2.5 hours. There's a lot of stuff you can cut out. Will Space Jam 2 be better? I don't know, but I know it's not going to have the feminism or the gay stuff because it's for a PG movie and it's not Disney. So I'm expecting, and it's not Netflix, which also like to pander. Yeah, because Netflix, for whatever reason, they had to do representation months before this month. So wait, this is the scene where his family's eyes. Well, when Thomas Jane shows up again. My favorite movie is Boys in the Hood. I still haven't seen it. PR. That's PR days tomorrow. I wouldn't go there not till after COVID is gone because I want to be safe. Punisher 2004 versus Warzone. 2004 wins every day. Why? Because I'm invested. Warzone is a cartoon, and even when it's not a cartoon, it's overly violent just for the sake of it. Warshider, I miss him a lot. I really do. Faster than our movie studios. What a bunch of idiots. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going there. These podcasts have nothing to do with it. It's got to do with the film and nothing else, and not unless it's Marvel related. Sorry, I pissed you off again last time. It's fine. Just don't talk about what I'm saying. Stay on the topic. That kid has got to be like in his 20s now because this was 17 years ago. So, have you seen the god awful 1998 Avengers? Yeah, it's awful. I saw it as a teenager and I hated it. I'm like, it's boring. Nothing. You have Ray Fiennes before Harry Potter and Uma Thurman, and you made a boring freaking spy thriller. Black Widow will be 100 times better, no matter what you think of the delays of it. It's gonna deliver. I got my ticket. I'm gonna go see it for Scarlett Johansson only. That's it. Her, the action, and the Marvel feel because I need that thrill again. No one else in the movie matters to me, if you know what I mean. Her in the white suit kicking ass. That's all I need. That's all the healing power I need of Marvel. You have such a female voice, and I love that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that half of Hollywood now is bisexual, lesbian, and queer, and all this. Yeah, back then, you had women that could be women without questioning it. It's not like Lola Bunny has a gay relationship. No, yeah. Hey, watch it. I'm in the room, guys. He wants to procreate with her. I'm like, yeah. You already. Or Bugs Bunny and Daffy have a gay relationship. No, because it's a kids movie. Let a kids movie be a kids movie. Stop making it too adult or throwing in thematic themes that you don't need. Cruella had a gay character, but I didn't watch it. My parents watched it and they liked the film because it's a gay character that's not in the film that much. That fashionista that has makeup on his face, and I'm like, there's people like that. 1998 Avengers is an F. Yeah, it's one of the worst movies based on a TV show I never watched, and it's not Marvel. It's a completely different Avengers, and it's awful. If you see the critics, the nostalgia critics' reaction, he starts screaming, and I'm like, yeah, because it's awful. You have two good actors, and they're boring. Nothing happens. You have Sean Connery, rest his soul, in a freaking bear suit. He looks like a Care Bear. It's laughable. Are we only allowed to bash on movies that you hate? That and if the movie, if you have a problem with something that's coming out later this year, like, or if you hated Peter Rabbit 2 or something like that, just don't talk about movies that I liked in a negative fashion. I'm not here for that. This film's more like a mafia movie at times, and then it becomes a comic book movie in the second half. But it works. This Punisher is not a cape wearing, hero with bright colors. No, he's a dark anti-hero that kills. Yes, this character kills. I know you're a woman. You don't have to show me your face. I prefer Marina Baccarin. I swear, the whole time Laura looks like she's going to cry in this movie. It's like, and she's Mexican. I'm like, how are you Mexican if you have no skin tone? I'm darker than you. She looks like she doesn't want to be there. I'm not asking a stupid question. No one should. Will Space Jam also be better than Mortal Kombat? Well, the characters are going to have more personality, and there's no one with an Australian accent. And I know LeBron James is not an actor, but neither was Jordan in the original. But I want to see what he can do if he can play ball, at his older age now, and if it's entertaining. I just want to laugh. You make me laugh, I'll forgive a lot of the flaws because it's a movie about an intergalactic basketball game with between aliens and LeBron James and the Looney Tunes. That's not going to be Titanic, guys. I know that. Superman 78 or The Dark Knight? Superman, because I've watched it more. It's a long movie, but it's epic and it's a great origin story. Dark Knight is way too long for a second movie. It should have been 10 or 20 minutes shorter. Johansson is in the trailer that people think she's in Civil War. She looked almost as tall as Tom Holland. Yeah, she's not a very tall woman, but her sister in the movie is a cartoon, is a kid. She looks like she's 12. I don't buy her as the next Black Widow. I'm sorry. The new villains in the movie are the Goon Squad. Yeah, like the freaking the Monstars, but it's different. And this one's gonna have cameos from other characters from Warner Brothers and New Line Cinema and whatever. That's fine with me. My friend Josh thought it's gonna be like Into the Spider Verse, but how is it Into the Spider Verse when the first Space Jam came out first? And did you see In the Heights? No, I refuse. 2.5 hours is too long for a musical. It's not 2.5 hours. It's about 2 hours and 15 minutes, but it's too long. Frozen and Frozen 2 were only an hour and 40, way shorter. I didn't see any in movies. I'm sticking to movies on Netflix and Disney Plus, and this is when his family dies, by the way, and also movies on Tubi or whatever I can watch. This is a massacre, man. Some people might have thought this movie's a little bit slow, but no, when this happens, the movie really picks up steam. You have to have some scenes with his family. I still think they shouldn't have killed all of his family. It should have just been like maybe his wife and that's it. I mean, yes, the same thing happens in Peppermint, but I don't hate that movie. I know how you people feel. I know. Under what conditions will you watch Tenet? In July, and I have to either watch it with my sister or watch it for free because I'm not paying for on demand or whatever because I'm like I heard it's pretentious. I'm sorry. Nolan should not be thinking like he's doing making art when the movie's confusing. Just make a coherent movie that I can hear. Stop making movies where your sound is so loud that the dialogue is like drowned out. No, if I wanted to do that, I'd do a commentary like this. Just saying, Nolan. You know, think. You're getting older, and you're not the director you used to be. What do you think of DreamWorks' Trolls? It's cute. I think Anna Kendrick is a cute character, and I like the colors. And it's short, and it didn't have the gay stuff. They easily could have made that. Oh look, rainbow colors. Let's make all the characters gay. No, you don't need that. Goon Squad are not rehashing the Monster since something that Star Wars did long ago. What actors would be good presidents? I don't know. This is a massacre, man. They don't all die, but most of them die. Oh yeah, shotgun baby. They said The Rock is going to run for president. Who knows? It could happen. It's a massacre, man, and it's not really that violent. It's not like a kid like a Django Unchained, where it's so violent that I'm like, oh my god, people like explode in a pool of blood. It's crazy. Back in 2004, no R-rated movies couldn't be too violent. They had to have a limit. And how did they get the PR with those machine guns? That's one question I have with those firearms. You can't even take a gun to Comic Con without the checking and make sure only security can have weapons at a Comic Con. See, most of the kills are off screen or is bloodless. I know, I get it, but there's more blood later in the film. And again, I don't blame Marvel because this isn't a PG-13. It's just that was awesome. My favorite actor is Samuel Jackson. Yeah, he's in almost everything now. 'Cause he needs the paycheck. I mean, he's older now. I'm glad that a lot of the people in the chat are a fan of Marvel, even their early stuff. Because I rewatched. There should have been blood in this scene. I don't know if the director's cut has more blood, but I've seen it. I haven't seen it yet. The director's cut of Punisher. They shouldn't have ran. And if this movie they say is too depressing, I'm like, it's not a Marvel Disney movie, guys. This is The Punisher. It is. Will Space Jam: A New Legacy be better than a fan-made movie than the entire Disney Wars? Yeah, because it's not going to rehash the same thing. Some of the jokes are actually different this time. It looks weird. You know, the Looney Tunes are CG this time, not hand drawn like in the original. And also, it's not going to be beat for beat the first film. I know it. I know it. It's not going to be the best movie of this year, but it's not going to be horrible. Like people are like, oh God, well, a sequel 25 years later. Tron Legacy wasn't horrible, or Blade Runner 2049. That was beautiful. Sam Jackson, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Pratt. How awful does Moonlight look to you? It's just not interesting to me. It's about a black guy's story from childhood to adulthood, and he's gay. Wow. I don't think that's best picture material. Yeah, take that. Have you seen The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren? Yes, on YouTube. I saw it years ago. It's well done for a low budget film. Yeah, he doesn't have the skull. They didn't have the rights to Marvel to make a full Marvel movie at that time. Back then, they had very low budgets. The Punisher, the Fantastic Four, 1994, the Captain America movie from 1990. Yeah, they're very low budget films. BD Wong, he's a good actor in some things. Space Jam: A New Legacy is going to do the same thing as SpongeBob Out of Water, where our characters are CG. Yeah, but it didn't bother me in that. That movie was very funny. When they eat the cotton candy and they're high as a kite, they're like, that's hilarious because just the reactions. I want cartoons to react to stuff. I don't want them to be stupid. And I don't want them to be uh, nonsensical and have no personality. Good stunt work. And I can understand why Frank Castle comes after these people. Because I'm like, yeah, he's punishing the wicked for their murder. And again, what the hell did this family do to them? Oh yeah, because they're mafia. They have to hit people out of nowhere. I'm like, yeah, I'm glad that my family's safe here in New York. Because New York is a very hard city to live in. Trust me. See, there's some blood. We're about 30 minutes in, so Blade Runner 2049 is a good sequel, and I plan to do a watch along for it before Dennis. I have to get the movie on Blu-ray because Denis Villeneuve is not pretentious. He's not pretentious. He does art. Every movie he does is visually stunning. Arrival, Blade Runner, Prisoners, even Sicario. When I saw the trailer, I'm like, other than Emily Blunt, who I don't care for, the movie does look good. I just bought it, so I'm going to watch it in the summer. But I'm only going to give it one chance because I am not a Emily Blunt fan. I've said that many times on the stream, many times. Yeah, this scene is pretty damn dark. But Jane is like, I'm going to kill all of you. And this is before that gun control safety that happened a couple years ago. There's the PR flag. Yeah, a lot of people went to go see In the Heights. I didn't. I couldn't do it. I can't do it. It's not a play for me either. I didn't see the play. I loved Hamilton, but that was a once in a lifetime event that Lin Manuel Miranda put on Disney Plus. Once this year is over, would you do a best, worst, and honorable mention? I am going to do it this year. Why do you think I'm seeing so many films on streaming and in the theater? It's a good scene, man. Jane can act. You all are going to go down now. The Incredible Hulk or Captain Marvel? What do you think, guys? To me, they're tied, but I just Captain Marvel gets so much shit, and I prefer it only because, yep, you're all going to die. Yeah, Jane gets messed up in this movie. See, he's not a superhero. He feels pain. He has emotion. He goes through some things. The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, there's a lot of scenes that should have been R rated because with the PG-13 it hurts the violence. Like people are getting shot and there's no blood. People are getting stabbed and there's no blood. People are getting blown up and Harvey Dent gets his face burnt and that looks PG-13, but you could have made it R because you have the resources. Joker proved that you can make an R-rated movie work and make $1 billion. Yeah, sometimes a comic book movie is not for children. Ask the people that wanted to take their kids to see Deadpool or freaking Watchmen or Logan. They're like, oh, look, it's a Marvel movie. Let's take them, or a DC movie. Let's take my kids. And then they see a bunch of blood. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, well, you asked for it. If it's R, it means your kids are supposed to be there. If they're 17 or older, they can handle it. But at 8 years old, no. No, you do not show a kid that. It scars them for life. How would you feel if Robin Williams was the voice of Shrek instead of Mike Myers? It would have been interesting. Or if Chris Farley had not passed away. Poor Thomas Jane, he's messed up. Isn't that the guy from? Wait a minute, I've seen him before. I think he was Mario in Gotham 10 years after this. Yes, I like that show. Get over it, guys. I love Batman's origin. Just I don't want to see it again. I don't want to see that in Robert Pattinson's version. They have to show him as a kid, and then Thomas and Martha Wayne get shot again. I've seen it. Please move on. Show it in a flashback and move on. Don't make the movie start like that, please. Do you hate what if questions? It depends. I don't want to see the show What If, though. By the way, the What If cartoon that's going to be on Disney Plus, I have no interest. Nowadays, you can do R-rated. Back in the 2000s, it was always a mixed reaction because they thought comic book movies were for kids, and they're not. Some of them are not. I know. I was a kid when movies like Blade came out. I was 13. I couldn't watch it till I was in my 20s. Does In the Heights look like? Oh, yeah. It's a very simple musical where people are dancing in the street. It's a struggle movie. Those always get Oscars because they're like the Academy wants to see people suffer. Well, did people suffer in this movie and this didn't get anything? Spider-Man 2 did for best visual effects, which it deserved for the train scene alone. But comic book movies, yeah, Joker deserved the Oscars that it got for the score and for Joaquin Phoenix's breathtaking performance, because that's what holds that movie together, besides the fantastic directing by Todd Phillips. And it's dead serious, but it's also scenes where it was making me laugh. I know, with how dark it was, it still made me laugh. Because Joker's supposed to be funny, not a stick in the mud. Also, in this movie, no one's doing an accent that they don't have, which is that's a breath of fresh air after some of the Marvel movies I sat through, from Sony and from Fox. This was not Sony or Fox. This is New Line Cinema. I know this will not be on Disney Plus. If Disney Plus gets a adult section, they'll probably put it because they have if they do an adult section like with Netflix, they can put this movie on in that with a parental lock, because you can't let kids watch this. Again, I prefer Marina Baccarin. Francis Castle killed. No, this I'm gonna mute. So anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna see In the Heights. I'm not a fan of the music. The actors, some of them are hit and miss. They didn't even get a full Dominican cast. They got a bunch of people from Hamilton. I rewatched every Star Wars movie. The worst is Rise of Skywalker. I can't sit. Lionsgate. Who owns that, Josh? Screen Gems or Lionsgate? What company owns Lionsgate though? Do you like Tim Roth as an actor? He can be hit or miss. He was good in Reservoir Dogs, but he's fine in the scenes that he's human in Incredible Hulk. But they should have gotten a Russian actor to play that role because he's not Russian, obviously. I do like Laura Herring's death in this movie, though. She gets thrown off a bridge. That's pretty awesome. I'm like, but she was awful. She was awful in Black Scorpion too. I'm like, she didn't need to be there. She was just there because she could speak Spanish. Whoop de freaking do. John, best and worst Planet of the Apes movie. The best one is the original. The worst is the second one, Beneath. I haven't seen the CGI ones, Rise and Dawn, and the other one, mainly because the CGI bothers me. I'm sorry, guys. It should have been people in ape makeup and not CGI. If it was one character, fine, but all the apes are CG, and it looks fake to me. It just looks like a cartoon. It might as well have been an animated movie because when you put too much CG, it's like Avatar, where it doesn't feel human. There's barely any CG in this movie, and I feel the human connection. Marina Baccarin's better. I know I keep saying that. I'm sorry. She's not an ugly woman, but give me Isa Gonzalez any day as well. And they cut the love scene. Yay. There's your love scene, people. They show her in a thong, he kisses her neck, and it's over. I'm like, yeah, that was weak. Marvel, you didn't have to cut that out. Come on. Do you hate any movie that gets 100% on Rotten Tomatoes? It depends what gets that. If it's a movie that's some highbrow, artsy fartsy, avant garde movie, then I'm not interested because I want to enjoy myself. I don't want to be bored. Lionsgate is their own company, so uh, will Disney negotiate to get this on their streaming service, or I think this is on Hulu because Hulu doesn't care about rights. They put all kinds of movies there. You got Warner Brothers movies there, and Disney and Sony. That's why the Spider-Man movies are not on Disney Plus because of rights. I hate rights. It's a waste of freaking time. Put all your Marvel content in one streaming service. That would make sense. DC does that with most of their stuff. You don't have Batman 89 there, and then they don't have Nolan's Batman trilogy or BVS or Dark Knight or the Dark Knight Returns or whatever. Worst is best is Dawn. I haven't seen it. That's when the apes their faces are painted, right? Yeah. Beneath is awful. The ending is such a pain. Is such a pain in the ass. Everybody dies. It's a downbeat ending. I hate that. I don't think Disney Plus will do that with the Punisher. Well, Netflix still has the TV show, so anything is possible. It's just Disney wants to be like, no, we're never going to put a violent movie. Falcon and the Winter Soldier had the most violent death in any of the MCU movies. WandaVision barely had any blood. It had someone getting their hand cut, and that's it. In Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the U.S. agent kills a man in cold blood. I was like, oh my god, this is almost Passion of the Christ type death. He like takes the shield. He doesn't hit him once. He like pummels his head, and I'm like, oh my god. Even my mom was shocked, and I'm like, she never gets shocked with a Marvel death. Usually people get shot or blow up or something, but this was brutal. For Disney Plus, they took it way too far. I think they shouldn't show that much blood. That was like Watchmen type blood. Saw should have stopped after Saw 3. Yeah, I agree. It would be easy if Sony and Disney to negotiate. Yeah, they're going to put their Spider-Man movies there on Disney Plus next year before No Way Home comes out on Blu-ray. You have the Sam Raimi trilogy, the two Garfield movies, the two Tom Holland movies, and Into the Spider-Verse. Because it's a kid's movie. That could be there. There's absolutely barely any blood in that movie. Like, it's not like Miles is a bloody mess at the end of that movie and Into the Spider-Verse. Even for a cartoon, it could have blood in it. Because Rick and Morty has blood. There he is. Yep. I'm going to get them all. It takes a while, but this is an origin story, guys. It's not like in Warzone, he's already the Punisher. It's not like there's an origin. So Lionsgate, yeah, they did the Hunger Games films. Because if it's a Marvel property, why isn't it on Disney Plus? Incredible Hulk. Oh, because Universal owns them. I don't understand. I just don't. I know it's not kid friendly, some of these things, but they could at least put it in an adult section. They're going to make an adult section. They're going to. I know they are. There she is, Rebecca Romaine from the X-Men movies. The ones that Bryan Singer did before Fox made a bunch of these garbage fire prequels like First Class and Apocalypse and all that. I'm like, what the hell were they thinking? Even Singer couldn't save Apocalypse. I'm sorry, guys, he couldn't. It was awful. It's too long. It's this movie plus 20 minutes. And there's way too many characters. You know why they killed off his family in this movie? So that there's less characters in this movie. There she is. You shouldn't smoke, Rebecca. You're a beautiful woman. She's still desirable to this day. I think she could have made a great Captain Marvel. Her or Natasha Henstridge in their youth. Yeah, I miss Luciano Pavarotti too. Well, there's Ben Foster, another actor from X-Men, who was in it for 5 minutes. Go right ahead and do a Disney Plus. They're going to do it, Josh, because Netflix is not for kids. You think that movie, A Gunpowder Milkshake, is going to be watched by children? Hell no, it's not. You're a good actor, Ben Foster. I know. Man, that pizza looks good. Yeah, he's in a wheelchair, but he has more screen time than the X-Men: The Last Stand. Saw 7 was terrible. You mean the final chapter? It had a cameo from my favorite lead singer from a band, Chester Bennington. Yeah. It's just Josh. The thing is, they're going to put adult movies on Disney Plus. It's going to happen. Some of their movies are not for kids. I know. Oh, trust me, I know the. I know the feeling, Rebecca. Bree does a great job as Captain Carol Danvers. She's not bad. Rebecca Main, I don't mind. Yeah, she's good. I prefer her as Mystique over Jennifer Lawrence because she didn't never phoned it in. Even in the third one, she at least is trying when she's in the makeup. She's not like, I'm gonna fight for what I have left, which is an awful performance in Apocalypse. And in Dark Phoenix, I'm like, yeah, they killed her off, so Jennifer Lawrence didn't ever have to put that makeup again. You have to fully commit. Here comes the shirt with the skull on it. Well, he's wearing black, and then he wears it later. It's because Disney's going to do whatever they want. I mean, they cater to adults all the time. They have booze in the theme parks. That's not for children. Yeah, happiest place on earth until they rob your freaking mortgage payments. RoboCop, yeah, that's from Batman '89. John, someone requested me to see Cuties. I blocked them. No, block them. Don't watch that movie. It's gonna haunt you. A bunch of 14-year-old girls shaking their asses. That's scary. That's not entertaining to me. I'm not into little girls. Women is what I'm about. Living, breathing, legal women. Oh, this is intense. I'm gonna roast your face. I know. Also, Thomas Jane doesn't do that Batman voice like Bale does. 'Cause I'm sorry, that's just too much. I'm 16. I need that stuff away from me. You're 16? Wow, that's pretty young. Even Josh is in his 20s. Because what if they put the Punisher in the next Spider-Man movie? They're putting Kraven the Hunter in a movie on his own, so it's only a matter of time, guys, until all these characters are working for one empire. He's cooking a steak with a whip. Uh, he's yep, he's torturing him with an icicle. Yeah, those things make your brain. I know that fat guy looks like Glenn Shaddix from Demolition Man. Yeah, I miss him a lot. I don't see him anymore. Let's see. Uh, what if this is the worst Disney Plus movie I've seen? I said it. It's Secret Society of the Second Born Royals. Don't ever see that movie, guys. It's garbage. It's unneeded. It's not necessary. It's not funny. It's just really, really flat. I didn't like Noelle, but Anna Kendrick is the only good thing in that movie. Hey Jeff, what's up? Yay, titties. Here's the thing. Why don't you steal the money and put it in the bank? Oh yeah, because it's illegal. Well, just put it in a vault. That would be better than hiding it in with kilos of cocaine, which I don't get why people even solicit that. It's one of the most powerful drugs in the world, and I never use it. Never. I don't buy cocaine. I don't use it because I want to keep my brain cells. I'm already a loose cannon. I don't need drugs to do that for me. Trust me. When you kill someone's family, they're not going to forgive you. Trust me. That is the hardest thing to forgive. Murder. It really is. Also, they wasted Thomas Jane in the Punisher, and not in the Punisher, in the Predator. They gave him like Tourette's. Yeah, that was stupid. Let me see who the cast is in this. Why? She's barely in the movie, and she's just a piece of ass in this movie. Marita Baccarin actually had a character in Deadpool and Deadpool 2. How hard are you skipping Fast 9 like the plague? I'm going to watch Black Widow because that's not going to be a cartoon. Let me see who that guy was, the fat guy. Yeah, John Panette. Yeah, I've never heard of him. Oh, he passed away too. He was an American stand-up comedian, actor, and Broadway performer. It's too bad, man. I liked him in this movie. He was also on Seinfeld as well. When you mess with someone and their family, obviously they're going to get even. Yeah, I would be the same way, guys. I'm sorry. It is hard for me to forgive murder. It really is. So John Panette, yeah, rest in peace, man. I didn't know he passed away. I didn't know. He died he died in 2014 at the age of 50. His last film was The Last Godfather in 2010. I'm seeing Fast 9 on VOD because I'll see the Suicide Squad in the theaters. Yeah. Hawkeye won't be too violent. Of course not, because you're not going to see Haley Steinfeld like jab an arrow into someone's neck and there's blood. No, because this is not Arrow. Uh, Renner has my interest, and the show itself looks like it could be just as great as WandaVision. Yeah, because it's not going to be a comedy, but with the younger actress, now younger than Elizabeth Olsen, you can get a new generation of upcoming stars in the MCU. Because with these other shows, you have 30 somethings or 40 somethings in front and center, not 20 somethings. Which is your favorite Captain America movie out of the three? It depends. Yeah, Panette's pulmonary embolism. Oh, blockage of the arteries in the lung. Oh man, that's how he passed away. Civil War's amazing, but the end, the that villain sucks. He's the worst villain in that trilogy easily. You go from Red Skull to freaking Robert Redford's character and the Winter Soldier to Zemo. Yeah, I don't get why Zemo was the villain. I don't get it because he doesn't do anything. Goodbye. I don't have time to read subtitles in this movie. Not in this movie. No, I don't have the patience. Because, like I said, with Marvel, they can do. Yeah, that's right. You will be punished. Hell yeah, yeah. I saw Furious 7 in the theater for Paul Walker. Now he hasn't been in a movie in over. He hasn't been in for the over three movies. I know, and it should have ended with that. It was a proper send off. The ending is for Paul. That's it. That should have been the ending of the franchise. Not let's make an eighth movie without him and have Scott Eastwood take his place. Not a bad actor, but he's not Brian. We can feel that Brian's not there anymore. In 8, they mention him, but we know he's dead, so it's not he'll never come back. And then in Hobbs and Shaw is a stupid spinoff. And then 9, you have Jordana Brewster without him, and it feels empty, like there's something missing. That's the problem. That's what's going to happen with Wakanda Forever. It's not going to be the same without Boseman. It won't be. It won't be bad. It just won't be the same. They should have either canceled the sequel or do a spinoff with Shuri on Disney Plus. That would have worked for me better because it's just going to feel empty. I don't like seeing something where there's somebody missing that I really miss. I love Thor Ragnarok, but I miss Lady Sif and Jane Foster. But thankfully, they're coming back. So it's not like they died. Is Anna Taylor-Joy giant Haley Steinfeld? I'm not going to say much. Dwayne The Rock Johnson isn't in Fast 9 because him and Vin Diesel hate each other. There it is, the Punisher skull. Hell yeah, buddy. We finally get it about an hour into the movie, but you're done. That guy is always a mafia guy because he was also a mafia guy in with the guy with the thinning hair. He was in Cop and a Half, and he also played a mafia guy. And it's like, where is Devin Butler? He's the guy that gets hit with the Twinkie at the end of that movie. I only saw Fast 8 and Hobbs and Shaw for Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Yeah, but he can't even save this franchise anymore. It's a sinking ship. This new one said that the action's unrealistic and cartoonish. Yeah, the cars freaking fly now. How is that possible? Tell me in the chat. How can a car fly and it's not Back to the Future, or the Jetsons, or freaking I don't know any cartoon like even Harry Potter, the car flies, or Flubber. At least in Flubber they explain it. There's a they put the green flubber inside of like this capacitor that makes it fly, but it's not that's a Disney movie. Fast 9, they're taking this seriously, like those cars can fly. How can they fly? Fast 9 is going to go to space, yeah, because they have ran out of ideas. Even Sharknado waited till the 3rd movie to do that. They deserved it. They messed with his family. What do you think? Red Skull was great, but he had very little screen time. Yeah, because Hugo Weaving was doing other films. He was doing those Transformers movies. John Panette, yeah. I really miss him. I barely knew him on screen, and I'm like, him and Glenn Shaddix died way too young. That's why I don't smoke, guys. I want to keep my lungs clean, and I haven't been eating as much fast food this year because I gained enough weight. Yeah, they're the comic relief. Sharknado is badass. Yeah, I saw all of them. My worst movie of all time is Batman and Robin. I don't blame you. It's an awful movie. It's not a cartoon. I mean, it's a cartoon. It's nothing like the 90s cartoon. It's just bad. There's a flashback. He's having a flashback, but it makes sense. He's been through some trauma. Kate Bishop and the 2 kids from WandaVision are leading into Young Avengers. Next up will be Cassie Echo America Chavez, who, yes, she's a lesbian. I know. You don't have to tell me. And in Multiverse of Madness, Overly Miles. Yeah. Best and worst Batman villain. Well, the best one is the Joker, without a doubt. Can you cover The Shining? I don't own it, but maybe I will. It's a long movie though, the 1980s version, not the TV miniseries that came out a few years later, many years later actually. Yeah, I know. Of course, I've seen hurricanes too. I live in the Northeast. $100 bills. Yeah, this is the only accent in the movie that bothers me. Yeah, there's no Brits in this movie at least, but I mean, this isn't Scarface. Have you seen Kevin Costner's god awful movie, The Postman? No, I heard it's terrible. That it's incredibly boring because back in the '90s, Costner did a lot of movies that are way too long. They're like almost 3 hours, like Dances with Wolves and The Postman. Yeah, that's racist. Uh, Under what conditions will you watch No Man Land? When I'm in the mood for it, because I don't want to cry, guys. I know Frances McDormand can act. I know it. I've seen clips of her in Fargo. She's a good actress. They have to show her with a short hair and suffering. I'm like, I get it, Hollywood. You are obsessed with people suffering. People suffer in this movie too, but yet you overlook it because it's a comic book movie. It's not deep enough. Yeah, get out of here, or he'll blow your brains out. I have to be in the mood to watch something that's very dramatic. Trust me. I wasn't in the mood to see No Man's Land when my sister was in the hospital. I'm sorry. I don't like to be depressed, but that leads to chronic depression where you have to take medication. Yeah, that's right. Take that, buddy. It's okay, Rebecca Romaine. You're safe. And this is before women were like tough in Marvel movies. Like later on. The best King Arthur movie. I do like the Disney version, Sword in the Stone. The worst is that Guy Ritchie movie. It is horrible. You see that movie, you're not gonna want to sit through it. It's awful. It's a movie on meth. I don't know what the hell they were on. At least the Flash won't be depressing. After the TV show, Josh, there's no way where to go but up. You can have emotion, but don't make him cry every 5 minutes. Like, yes, you are. Yeah, she was a model. Not every model is going to be Oscar worthy. I mean, her and Natasha Andrews, but they're beautiful, and I like hearing their voices. It's nice to hear a woman's voice in a Marvel movie, guys. Trust me, that is way more soothing than having no women at all. WandaVision worked a lot because you had a beautiful woman as in this TV reality, and she has these reactions on her face that she's just undeniably cute. That's exactly why we fell in love with Scarlet Witch in the first place before she got that costume. Best Robin Hood. I like the Disney version as well, the animated version with the fox. Worst, I haven't seen. Worst is easily the 2018 movie. I've heard. Yeah, I've heard it's bad. Ben Mendelsohn screaming again, just like he did in Rogue One. How would you feel if Loki and the baby died at the end of the Son of the Mask? It wouldn't matter because I hated the movie. It's not funny. I guess you want to do a podcast on Raya? No. A lesbian villain and having a third act that's weak was not for me. The first two acts are good in the movie. The scenes where Ryan and Sisu talking and going on an adventure, that was good. But then when you take that out, the movie hurts. It's like if you took Elsa out of the third act of Frozen or Frozen 2 and you don't do anything with her until the end. I'm like, no, that you're taking away the best part of the movie. The 2010 Robin Hood is so boring. Yeah, I heard. The Ridley Scott one, yeah. It didn't look like a Robin Hood movie to me. It's like a Robin Hood prequel. I can't do a podcast on a movie on Disney Plus unless I have Disney Plus myself. Would you do a podcast on Mitchell's? No, because I already know the character's gay. It's going to take me out of the movie. There's funny parts in that movie, but not because of that agenda. It was because of the jokes in it, like the Furby and the phone flipping over. That was kind of funny, but knowing already, it's just it bothers me. Can't a woman be beautiful and have short hair and not look like a lesbo? They don't have to look like this because this is not a guy's haircut. This is a guy's haircut, not a girl's haircut, or having like half of their hair shaved and then there's like a tail. No, I hate that look. This look, let me show it to you guys. This look, I hope Disney doesn't block me. This is a full lesbian haircut. I don't like this. You see that hair? That's awful. I don't like that. I like a full head of hair on a woman. I don't like Laura Herring in this movie, but she has nice hair in it. At least her hair is not the problem with the film. A woman can be beautiful and have short hair. Yeah, but don't make them go both ways. How would you feel if Joker was NC-17? But it could have been for the violence, not for the sexual content, because there's no nudity in it. Are you going to review the Saw films? Maybe. What's the most repetitive question you've gotten asked? The thing about that stupid restaurant. Hmm. Yeah, and Travolta never overacts in this movie, and he can overact like crazy. Because if you've seen Face Off or Battlefield Earth, even Gotti, he's too. It's too much. I agree. Fucking restaurant are these people out there ideas? Yeah, because again in the chat they just talk about weird things. Yeah, I really missed John Panetta. Hmm. The film is taken seriously. Like they're not cracking a joke every 5 minutes, like every other Marvel movie, because that formula can get stale after a while. I mean, it's formulaic, but it works. But not every Marvel character is a comedian. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Captain Marvel wasn't cracking a joke every 2 minutes. That's not how Brie Larson is. She takes her performances seriously. She won an Oscar. How do you go from best and worst movies to Taco Bell? It's stupid. Take notes from Bad Boys 3 with Paolo, this character with short hair, or Lucia. Exactly, and she was hot. She wasn't like Namari because they didn't make her a lesbian and a villain, and they made her interesting. Plus, she does something in the movie. She doesn't. Hey, well, let's be friends, and I'm going to betray you. Yeah, kiss my ass, Disney, for that. That's bad writing. That's bad writing. You had 8 people. 8 people were working on the story for Raya. You need 1 or 2, not 8. That's what you do when you get a series like the Mandalorian or WandaVision or freaking or the Boys. Multiple writers can work in different episodes, not in a movie. 8 people can't work on a movie as a writing team. It's too much content. What if they made an all British MCU movie? Then I'm skipping it because I don't want to. I'm not supporting any more, Rise of Skywalker BS that we got last time. Okay. Now I know why the movie's 2 hours and 3 minutes, because there's some filler in the movie. Punisher didn't ask for a serenade, guys. Harry Heck? That's Is Harry Heck in the comics? Let me see. Yeah, he's in the comics. He's in Earth 5873-2. He's an assassin hired by Howard Saint to kill Frank Castle. Heck first mocked Castle by playing a song for him and then telling him that Heck had written the. Yeah, so he's in the comics. Okay. Never heard of him. Best and worst Alien movie. The best is still the original for me, because I love Aliens. It's just a little bit too long. And the worst is Alien 3, without question. See, look, there's cars doing normal things. They're crashing into each other, not flying. How would you feel if Jamie Kennedy was in the Star Wars prequels? Depends what they will play. If there are cameos, I can handle it. How would you feel if the entire Justice League, even Shazam, even went dark? No, Shazam can't be dark and gritty. It wouldn't work. The comedic tone wouldn't mesh well with like a ton of gore and f bombs and all that. It wouldn't fit. Excuse me. Let me eat an apple or a banana. Hold on. It's a good car trace, and they use real cars. No CGI here. Harry Heck reminds me of like Johnny Cash or something. If Johnny Cash was an assassin. Oh, right in the neck. That was a good scene. Yeah, I did not see that coming. I give No Man's Land an A+ since it's my favorite movie. Yes, fine. Mm, mm. Let me just mute this part. This part's not interesting. I think you could have cut this out. The scene with the knife is cool, but you should have transitioned to another scene. This is just him on the boat with his money, drug money, but money, and nonetheless, it's a filler scene. I think this was Mario from Gotham. Worst was Artemis Fowl. I couldn't sit through it. Yep, good explosion. There's a T-shirt. Yeah, that is Mario. It's got to be him. I give The Conjuring 1 and 2 a B+, a 3. I haven't seen 2 and 3. Uh, The Postman won 5 Razzies. I know. I give Aladdin 2019 a C+. I couldn't sit through it. I don't like Naomi Scott. I don't think she's Jasmine. The CGI with the genie looked weird. I don't like Jafar. The guy that plays Aladdin could have been there, but he's under bad direction. So of course it wasn't going to work. It only made a billion for nostalgia because everybody remembers the animated version. This character could have been cut out of the movie. This Spanish guy, I'm sorry. I don't consider Punisher like Miami Vice or the freaking Bad Boys movies. I don't like soap opera actors. I'm sorry, not for me. Everything. He thinks he's in a Scarface movie, and he's not. The Marksman looks like a PG-13 version of Last Blood, which I didn't see. Could Raven from Teen Titans also work in Dark and Gritty? She is dark and gritty, guys. I mean, look at her backstory. She's the she she's the spawn. Honduras. Who cares? You sound like a freaking knockoff of Tony Montana. A Spanish accent doesn't make you badass. Raven, she's the hell spawn of Trigon, a demon with horns and a red face, and is the most evil character in Teen Titans, even more than Slade. Yeah, we're an hour in, so we're almost done. We're halfway through the film. It's a little bit slow in the middle. I think the middle. I don't know why Ben Foster has a piercing on his lip. Yeah, that looks ridiculous. Uh, have you seen Titans? No, because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any of those dark and gritty DC live action shows yet. If Disney remakes Pixar, I'm done. Yeah, they don't need to. And I like that Frank Castle's a more isolated characters because that's what happened last year. I was mostly alone a lot. Also, Patriot is another one of the young Avengers too. So more black heroes. Yeah. What things would you change in Wonder Woman 84? Make it shorter. Put more action. Put more of Gala's Wonder Woman in it. Don't take away her freaking weapons like the sword and the shield from the first movie. And one villain. You don't need two villains. Either put Cheetah as the main villain or put Maxwell Lord by himself. Because I think Pedro Pascal, his charisma could have carried the movie. You didn't need to force in Cheetah at the end. It was really forced and it was too short. Disney is out of ideas. I know Disney has nothing to do with this film or the Punisher TV show from Netflix. No, you're not swearing too much. It's a podcast. It's a podcast, so I'm not expecting this to be for children, so it's fine. I would easily add more action and either cut out Maxwell Lord or Pedro Pascal's character and give more screen time to screen. Yeah, I said one villain. You don't need two. Maxwell Lord is a Supergirl villain. Why is he in a Wonder Woman movie? Because DC's stupid. That's why. I didn't mind his life is good, but it could be better. It didn't bother me because I love seeing Pedro Pascal be different. It's funny. I barely knew John Panette, but I still miss him. I didn't know he passed away. No wonder I haven't seen him in a movie in a while. Him and Shaddix died in the same decade, and it's sad. That's why I don't want to be too fat because I don't want to damage my body. Also, well, for Wonder Woman 3, can you please get rid of Jeff Johns? Don't let him write another script. He turned a sequel to one of the best movies, DC movies of the DC universe, into a freaking cartoon with 20 minutes added to it that was not needed. You could have easily cut some stuff out. That receptionist could have been cut out. Reverse Flash isn't going to be a joke. No, because he was already a cartoon in the TV show and in the Lego movie. But I think that movie's done really well. Lego DC The Flash. I give episode 1 and 2 a C minus and episode 3 a B. That's fine. I still love the prequels. I did a podcast for all three of them. I have no regrets. I would I would consider it an execution if I had to sit through the rehash trilogy and watch that hobo act. Because I'm sorry, the worst of 2020 I've seen so far is, you mean 2021, is Thunder Force 2021. I can't sit through it. Did I do that? No, I don't want to see a cartoon. I'd rather watch something like this that treats me like I'm an adult, not like I'm a kid. Ben Falcone is a hack. Yeah, he has to work with his wife, so instead of just doing the documentary with her. Yeah, this is the scene with Kevin Nash. And she laughed for real. Because John Panette, yeah, this is when Kevin Nash beats up Frank Castle. Yeah, he's wearing a sailor shirt. Hey, hey, punch it. I'm not an opera singer, guys. With Wonder Woman 3, Jeff is gone. Yeah, I don't want him to write any more DC stuff because he made a 2.5 hour pilot. That's what it felt like, a pilot for a Wonder Woman CW show because it had the pacing of one. Life to someone who hasn't done a DC or MCU project play in the film alongside Gal. This fight scene is good. They say it's cartoonish, but it's not like they're cracking jokes. That's when Kevin Nash got his hair cut in WWE. He left after SummerSlam 2003. I give episodes 4 and 5 an A plus, of course, and episode 6 an A. And the rehash trilogy gets nothing. See, it's not a kids movie. There's blood in this movie. Now, Kevin Nash is a giant, man. My brother met him at Comic-Con 2 years ago. I think the operatic music actually adds to the scene. Hey, the Raid had a lot of music in it, and also the Raid 2. At least I can see this is well edited. Hey, punch, yeah. Yeah, Luciano Pavarotti, rest in peace, man. I like the singing. He's a really good singer. He's Italian, so most of them can very talented singers, actors, directors. Tom and Jerry's a failure. I know. I'm not going to see it. I saw clips from the Nostalgia Critic, and I'm like, he said there's good scenes in the movie. Yeah, the scenes with the cartoons. Bruce Willis needs to quit acting. Yeah, if he's not going to try, I don't want to see Die Hard 6 and he's just sitting on a wheelchair talking. We already had enough after 4, so Tom and Jerry is a close second. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Yep, he fights him with a toilet. I got a toilet. Damn, man. Kevin Nash could break through a wall like the Kool-Aid man. Gee. Hey, punch, yeah. Hey, punch. Yeah, he doesn't. Penn Fawcett doesn't see him. Hey, they go all out for this fight scene, so hit him with the glass of milk. At least this is a physical fight. See, I can see what's happening, Petoff. Unlike your stupid 2004 Catwoman movie where it's so badly edited, I don't know what's going on. He broke his gun. Oh God, the spirit was wet. Yeah, that was horrible. I will never do a podcast for that movie because I hate what they did to Scarlett. Yeah, they stopped the music now. I wish she could turn into Mystique and then stop him with her legs. That would be awesome. But she's not Mystique in this movie. I give Tom and Jerry a D. It deserves worse than that. Wonder Woman 3, I'm thinking Caitlin could join her as a character or Rebecca Ferguson and bring back Kristen Wiig. Yeah, give Kristen Wiig more screen time. Don't make her a nerd and that make her look like a reject. That's a good makeup effect, by the way. It looks like Spawn when his face is burnt. Good makeup effects. That's right, Frank. Speared! Good stunt work, man. This scene doesn't get enough credit for best Marvel fight scenes in an R-rated movie. It's actually very entertaining because there's no CGI. In Warzone, he caves the guy's face in. So the Punisher is Superman now? What the hell was that? What's worse, Airbender or Dragon Ball Evolution? I haven't seen Dragon Ball Evolution, but I heard it's the worst because it disrespects a fan base completely. Fine, you speared a man through the steps. Yeah, that's a great line. I love that. John, Kristen Dunst, Emma Stone, or Zendaya? That's a hard one. I'll probably say Zendaya since she's not married and she's black. So I love black girls. You know me. No police. The guy almost tried to murder you. They put holes through the wall. I know this is an R-rated movie, but no, there's some comedy in it. But it's subtle. It's not. Let's shove a bunch of jokes in one-liners. They don't say any one-liners until he's dead. This fight scene is one of the best Marvels. It is, and it's not edited to crap like Catwoman or Elektra or freaking the Warzone movie, which I don't even know what's going on. And he is chugging that down. I hope you never play Superman 64. I won't, because I heard it's a horrible game. How, how old is Rebecca now? Ooh. See, he's human. Frank Castle's not a superhero. He doesn't have super soldier serum. Yeah, so X-Men, Rebecca Romaine actually enjoyed the makeup because she committed. Jennifer Lawrence didn't know she was going to be covered from head to toe in every movie, even in First Class. And Mutant and Proud, yeah, that was a freaking lie. Why didn't you just wear the makeup the whole time and just be human like in two scenes? Oh, because you have bad writers. That's why. Simon Kinberg, who should never write again or direct. If you've seen Dark Phoenix, you'll know what I'm saying. Rebecca Romaine is going to be 50. Wow, that's crazy. Next year, she's a gorgeous woman. She's doing Star Trek: Strange New Worlds next year. Maybe I'll see that if they don't put it on CBS Access because I don't have that. Her last comic book movie was she was Lois Lane in Justice League Apocalypse War, which I've heard some good things, but they underused Shazam, which I don't think you should do that in a Marvel movie, in a DC movie. Her first acting job was a New Kids on the Block video from 1988. She was Adrienne Barker, yeah, in Just Shoot Me. It's a beautiful woman, man. And she can act. I don't know why people think that she can't. I broke a controller while playing Superman 64. Not me. I kept my controller safe for the past 2 decades, and I've only had one. Well, then again, I was 6 at the time. Yeah, I get it. I broke a lot of controllers on the Nintendo or the SNES. And Infinite sucked. Such a disappointment. Anton Fuqua, you done better. Infinite. What was Infinite? Infinite. Is that the movie with Ruby Rose? No, that's with Mark Wahlberg and Dylan O'Brien. Okay, it's yeah. Fuqua has done better. I just recently did a podcast for Last month I did Olympus Has Fallen. That's a good Anton Fuqua movie. CBS All Access is now Paramount Plus. Okay. Yeah, because these streaming services are like some of them fail. That is Mario. I'm telling you, that is Mario from Gotham. Which looks worse to you, Tom and Jerry or Moonlight? Tom and Jerry, because it's a kids movie that they try to. That is him, yeah. James Carpinello, I think. Yeah, he was in Gotham. So yeah, he was Mario. He was gonna marry Lee in what's her name, Marina Baccarin's character, and he gets shot, blown to bits. Which I was like, wow, that was pretty brutal. Yeah, that is him. Yeah, that's Mario Falcone. Falcone's son from Gotham. Yeah, that's him. I knew it. I recognize him. Very young here. I agree. Moonlight is a masterpiece. It's just I don't like the gay subplot. I don't support the LGBTQ RSTUV WSYZ in my channel. Not the films that they do because it panders. I don't have a rainbow flag. Look at my room. Do you see any rainbows? Do you see any rainbows? No. I have an American flag in my room because I'm American and I don't stand for things like that. It's un-American to do something like that. It doesn't say freedom of gay agendas. That's not right. It's not a lifestyle that I choose. Baccarin is beautiful. Yeah, she's gorgeous, Scott, Josh. I mean, look at her. Isn't her birthday yet? Her birthday passed. She just turned 40 something. Laura Herring just is just dull. She's nice to look at, but she's not much of an actress. She would have been nice to see in Gunpowder Milkshake. And she makes beautiful babies. Look at her. Just look at that. That's absolutely unbelievably gorgeous. I'm like, born in Brazil but raised here. Are there any Canadian actors, actresses you hate? Well, I don't like who's a Canadian actor I don't like? Or actresses? Avril Lavigne I don't like as an singer or an actress. I think she was in a couple of films. And yeah, this scene is pretty brutal. Man, that was brutal. Holland is my favorite Spider-Man. Are there any Canadian actors? Yeah, I'm getting to that. Oh yeah, Paige. I don't like that person. The one that from Hard Candy and X Men: The Last Stand. Yeah, worst person from that country I've ever seen. Because when you change your identity, you lost me. Because most Canadian actors and actresses I really enjoy. And don't get me wrong, Latina chicks can be very, very attractive. I mean, Manuela from The Price is Right is beautiful, and so is Marina Baccarin is Brazilian, so that's kind of counts as Latina. And Camila Mendez, they're not Spanish, but they're from Latin America, in South America, so that's fine. It's that dark hair they have. I think it's lovely. And Frank is a mess. Can you cover Furious 7 for Paul Walker in September? I have the extended cut. I want to see that first. I miss him a lot. Maybe Marina could be in a second Gunpowder Milkshake if you can work out a schedule between that and Deadpool 3. Yeah, definitely. If Gunpowder Milkshake becomes a huge hit on Netflix, which I know it will be, it'll join Extraction as the next Netflix franchise. Ooh, that thing is huge. And it's not like this movie's off its meds or not. Look at this. Decapitation. Well, almost. Yeah. No, it's not a decapitation, but it almost is. The Deadpool, I think, is way more violent than this movie because when people get shot, you see the blood. What's your opinion on white savior movies? It depends. If it's pretentious, I don't want to know. Did the warmy close-ups on or the Nosferatu appearance in SpongeBob scare you? No, because I've seen Nosferatu. The actual film is pretty creepy. Yeah. 10 ways Thor, Love and Thunder could change the MCU. Yeah. Natalie Portman with a freaking hammer. That sounds hot to me. Plus, she's my favorite actress. What do you think I was going to do? Yep. John, should they put Ghost Rider in the MCU? Well, they have the rights to Ghost Rider now that Fox is in Disney's hands. So, yeah, why not? Just do it right. What is the Punisher and Sam Raimi's Spider-Man and the Avengers? It could happen because there's a fourth movie being made, so we know Holland's not going to die. So, Josh, you can rest easy. He's not going to die because they tried to do that in Infinity War, and that was making people cry, even though in the next movie he's there and he's fine. This, this is awesome. He has the leather jacket and the bag. And I think Thomas Jane has a lot of presence in this movie. I'm invested in this is Frank Castle, unlike the one in There's Her Sexy Legs. Mm. You are a gorgeous, gorgeous woman, Rebecca. This is when Laura Herring meets her end. Yeah, it's so satisfying because I'm like, yeah, that was for ruining Black Scorpion 2, biatch. And I'm sorry to say that, but yeah, she was awful in that movie. She got way too much dialogue. There's a reason they don't give her a lot of dialogue here. Hold on. Good back. I don't want you guys to see that. Okay, back to the railroad. Ugh. I just wanted to get rid of some stuff. Yeah, because like I said, with Natalie Portman, like her with a hammer, that's gonna be awesome. I have been waiting so long for that. Best and worst horror franchise. Well, I can't answer that right now. I would have to think. 68 degrees today, but the humidity is pretty high. Uh, because the thing is that with this movie, yeah, it's a little bit slow, but it's not 2.5 hours, guys. It's only 2 hours and 3 minutes. Rebecca Romaine, yeah, I know. She's fantastic. Love and Thunder has my excitement. As long as they don't make the love a gay love between like Tessa Thompson and someone else. Because I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. John, best and worst Kevin Smith movie. Well, his worst is still Cop Out for me that I've seen. Because that was not funny. That was annoying. Tracy Morgan is annoying. The Spanish Girl is annoying. Sean William Scott is annoying. Bruce Willis looks like he doesn't want to be there. And I don't get it. I get it. Trust me. I get it. Just him talking like this. No, I need some personality. Thomas Jane is not a block of wood in this movie. Do I sound like a block of wood? Do I do a commentary like this? Like I have no emotion? No, I have a lot of expression on my face. They took that in X-Men First Class. So yeah, this movie did it first, X-Men First Class, and with an R rating. Not, I'm Charles Xavier. Go yourself. Yeah, that's they stole from this movie. So this was like a decade before that movie almost. Hmm. Yeah, and this movie still looks really good. Like it's shot well. The way better X-Men First Class, John. His best is Chasing Amy. His worst is Cop Out. I haven't seen Chasing Amy because, again, guys, why do you think I'm avoiding those kinds of films? It's June. What do you think June is? It's not just Father's Day next week, but yeah, I'll give you a hint. It's a 5-letter word. Oh, speared. What? He stabbed you. He's the villain of the movie. You don't cross the villain in the movie. What's a question mark? Summer. Yeah, exactly. It's not summer. Is 6 word, 6 letters. But yeah, like I said, not for me. Not for me. I see those letters. I see those. I see those rainbow colors, and I go limp. I go limp. Yeah. But John, you said you were attracted to bisexual women. Again, that's on a good day. In this month, I avoid it. Excuse me for someone who's heterosexual that has nothing to do with those people. Just saying, guys. Completely hetero. There's nothing queer or pansexual or bisexual about me. I used to like Tracy Morgan, but now he's kind of annoying. Yeah, he does the same voice and everything, like this. I sound like this, and I'm not trying to sound racist. I'm just, that's what he sounds like. Yep, here comes Laura Harring's death. This is great. You are tearing me apart, Lisa. Are you avoiding Aquaman too? No, just Amber Heard because she's part of them. She's one of them. I'm gonna grab you and I'm gonna toss you off a bridge. And they actually go through with it. Unlike Spider-Man, Sam Raimi, They actually get it done here. He throws her off a bridge and she dies. And again, Marina's way better looking than you. I'm seeing Aquaman 2 for Jason Momoa, the action, and maybe for. Yeah, he killed a villain. The villain killed somebody, another villain. Again, I hope there's another female character. Yeah, because I need something to. He's gay? Yeah, that came out of nowhere. He still killed him. I don't care. With Saint, he's not screwing around, guys. Gay or not, he doesn't care. If you hang out with someone else's wife, you better be just you better be female and you better be their best friend and not a man. Because again, men get very jealous. I've seen it. He's like, he's gay. I'm like, yeah, I forgot about that line, guys. But it's an R-rated movie and they don't show it. Aquaman 2 for Jason Momoa. Fantastic Beasts will probably be the worst, and like that. It's not going to be the worst because, like I said, you got Mads Mikkelsen is going to play Grindelwald now, and hey, it can't get any darker than what happened in the last movie. I can't look at you. James Wan's the best director from the DCU. Second best. I still prefer Shazam. Shazam really opened my eyes that you can make a very funny Marvel DC movie that feels like a Marvel movie. His name is Captain Marvel. That's what they called him. They just had to call him something else because Marvel has that name now. So here we go. I'm gonna throw you off here. That's right. And she's not even struggling. If that was Marina Baccarin, I'd be all over her face, man. Hmm. Yep. Goodbye. That's right. And you won't be coming back. See, it's quick and painless. I know you can't do this in an R-rated movie now, with a woman because of feminism, and she gets hit by a train. Yep, yep, a Looney Tunes death. What do you think? Ranking video games anymore? I love Brie Larson. Yeah, I know. Flash is going to be another one of the best DCU because Flash fans have been waiting for it. Yeah, and I don't need some melodrama like the CW shows. What I like about whatchamacallit, Howard Saint, he's not a cartoon character, guys. He's a all business villain. That's the way a villain should be. You can have a villain with personality, but don't make him boring or a cartoon character. He kissed her and threw her off a bridge. You do that now, they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, a man did that!" Ah, I'm like, again, he's the villain. What did you expect? Train scene. Yeah, that train scene's pretty brutal, man. They don't show in much blood, but you know she's not going to survive that. Zing. This isn't the train scene from Spider-Man 2. It's very brief and that. Oh yeah, these are the Deathly Arrows. Yeah, take that, Omega from Star Wars: The Bad Batch. Is it funny that The Last Jedi and The Rise are the worst in a movie you didn't even like in the first place? Yeah, because I knew when they're gonna find Luke that they were gonna do nothing with him. Here's a lightsaber, and I'm gonna throw it over my shoulder. What a freaking joke! What a dope! I think the movie's a little bit long. I think you could have cut like 5 or 10 minutes of this movie. A lot of main villain kills off the secondary villain. Yeah, and him saying he's gay, I'm like that adds nothing to the movie. There it is, the Punisher shirt. I'm gonna punish all of them. This third act is awesome. It's way better than Raya. It's violent. It's adult. It's not. They don't puss out on it. He's like, no, I'm gonna kill all of these guys. And he uses arrows, which is cool, like Rambo or Katniss Everdeen and or the Green Arrow and on the CW. That was a good show, but it ended. It didn't overstay its welcome and became a cartoon. Like the Flash is a cartoon. The last episode, guys, They were singing and dancing. Why are they singing and dancing in a DC show? Why? It's not time for singing and dancing. See why? What? Hell yeah, right through the neck. I gotta go see you, Joshua Williams, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Oh, that was Sia. I thought he said Kaya. Um, at least you stood for most of it. So, and there was no stupid chat this time like last time. Because again, we could disagree, but I don't want to. I would do it in a respectable fashion. Don't like personally attack me. I wish they had sequels to Thomas Jane. Yeah, I didn't want to see Warzone is not a sequel. It's a reboot with a worse actor and with a cartoon character like Jigsaw. He gets his face all cut up and then he becomes a cartoon. Why? That's awesome. At least you won't have to worry about seeing Caitlyn getting thrown off a balcony. Oh God, no. That happens, I'll walk out of the theater. I'll be like, yeah, kiss my ass, Ryder. This is awesome. Also, Link has an arrow. Yeah, I know. In most of the Zelda games, the good ones, not those CDI games that are god awful. Yeah, that's right. You're never gonna make me be PG-13. This was fun to revisit. I'm glad I got to watch this again. It's been a while. Last time I heard the commentary. Let's hope Shang-Chi is going to be in the right hands this time. I never heard of him, so let's see if Shang-Chi's character will impress me in September. That would be like if Caitlyn got thrown off a bridge at the end of Booksmart. I would have hated the movie forever if they did that because I love Caitlyn. You do not hurt an actress that I love in a disrespectful fashion. Zelda could be a fun video game movie, yeah, if they do it right and they don't give hacks like the people that made Monster Hunter do it. You can make it like the game. Sonic the Hedgehog already proved that you can make it just like the game. Not everything. They could take some liberties with the looks of the characters, but they nailed the Sonic spirit of the games with his new design and with the funny tone and the lightheartedness of the. Yeah, that's a little over the top. Yep, right through the. That was awesome, right? He made him choke, right, put it right through his chin. Yeah, that's awesome. I need to see that in the MCU. Of course, they're not going to do it now. No Disney Plus show is going to have a knife going through someone's chin right through their mouth. This is like the Matrix with Neo and Trinity shooting in the lobby. Yeah, but no slow mo. If this movie was in slow mo, it'd be 3 hours, like a Zack Snyder movie. I'm glad Zack Snyder had nothing to do with this. I don't think he's done Marvel yet. No, he's done DC, but not Marvel. That's awesome. Yeah, he has a Punisher symbol. That's good enough. Cool. There's Mario. He dies in this, and he dies in an episode of Gotham. Yeah. hmm He doesn't just kill people; he punishes them, which is what he's about. That he's an anti-hero because most Marvel characters will not kill in cold blood. Not the way he or they usually kill either in self-defense. Bye, Mario. No, no mercy. That's why when they said Batman doesn't kill, yeah, he does, just not in cold blood. Oh, yeah, that is a good name too. And I will say this is better than the Daredevil movie, easily. It's off screen, but it's brief. The end the final conflict is pretty brief, like a western. But hey, Thomas J made his impact in the not the MCU, but in the Marvel, the pre Marvel Cinematic Universe. I would love to see him make a cameo, even if it was just a cameo in uh in the MCU. I saw the Punisher into Spider-Man 2 in the theater. You were lucky. I didn't get to see this in the theater. I wish I did. I was 19 at the time. I graduated from high school, and I was like, yeah. I saw Spider-Man 2 though. That was a nice light movie. This movie's so dark, but and so bloody, but it does have its sense of humor as well. The score is pretty good too. It's low, but I can hear it. Oh, that was Florida. That's why there's a lot of palm trees. Probably Miami or something. It definitely ain't Disney World, I'll tell you that much. I didn't have any lagging in my Wi-Fi. That's good. hmm Blow up. Take that, X-Men Origins Wolverine. That's how you do an explosion without CGI. Good stunt work too. I love pre-MCU Marvel movies. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. There's some bad ones, like I said. There's the 2003 Hulk and Elektra. That's awesome. A burning skull. Will we see that in the MCU? Probably. We probably will. Explosion cars. Yeah, and there's it's not a cartoon. In Fast and the Furious, every car is like either invincible or it blows up like a freaking like a Looney Tunes short. Wild turkey. I could take this hat off. The movie's almost over, so I had a good time doing this because it's shorter than Jurassic Park. So that one I'm gonna do next week. I got to do the first two, Jurassic Park and The Lost World. So three will be in July because I have a lot on my plate. So to review and to do live streams for. No, don't do it. Daredevil movie was decent. I like the R-rated cut of it. Green Eyes. Thomas Jane did play the character again in a short called Dirty Laundry, right? I think, yeah. See, Human Eyes. The show is awesome too. I've heard. I just Charlie Cox. I don't buy him as as Daredevil. There's a rumor he's going to be in Spider-Man in a cameo. Are you going to listen to the credits, John? Listen to the credits? No, I'm going to stop after this. There's no scene at the end. There's no post-credit scene at the end of this movie because it's pre-MCU. Remember, the first Marvel movie to have a post-credit scene was X-Men: The Last Stand, and I'm not doing that one. I don't own it. Yeah, it has to. Yep, got to punish the wicked. No one does that anymore. No one does that anymore. Yep. Hell yeah. That's a good line. Yeah, John Panette was a little bit too fat. That's probably why he got that problem with his lungs later when he was older. I miss him. I do. He had personality. That's not something I could say about other some people. Okay, me. I don't own X Men: The Last Stand. No, I don't own it. I have the first one, the second one, Days of Future Past, Logan, and the Deadpool movies. That's about it. I don't want to own the bad ones like Dark Phoenix and New Mutants and freaking X Men Origins Wolverine. No, there's just so many bad X Men movies compared to the Avengers are flawless. They don't have one bad Avengers movie in those four films. Not to me, anyway. They all entertain me. They all make me laugh, and they all have badass action at the end. I didn't get that with all the X Men movies. Just mhm. Yes, you will. Yes, sir. We will see you again. I know we will. Hell yeah. That's the 2004 Punisher movie, guys. And let me shut this off. I don't want to get a copyright claim. So that was the 2004 Punisher movie with Thomas Jane. It's a little bit slow in the middle, but it works as an origin story. And it's a big budget version of the 1989 version, so which is really cool. And Jane has a lot of presence in the movie, good supporting cast, tons of good action in the third act, bloody action, not for children. And it respects the source material for the most part. So there were some things that could have been cut out, but it's still a solid movie. Can't wait to see the symbol again in the MCU, hopefully one day. Thanks for watching, guys. This was fun. Chat was nice and calm today. I guess because Saturdays they a little bit more, relaxed. But thanks for watching this live stream. There'll be another one soon. See you in the next one.